Welcome to the MindShift Movement Podcast, hosted by Alan Johnson. On this podcast, Alan will be sharing with you empowering, effective, and actionable knowledge within the fitness and mindset space to help you, the listener, become the very best version of you physically, mentally, and emotionally. Now, get ready to dive into today's episode.
Hey guys and girls, welcome to today's episode of the MindShift Movement Podcast with me, your host, Alan Johnson, and today's episode is going to be based around 2019. So when this episode goes live, it will be New Year's Eve. So tomorrow, of course, is going to be the 1st of January 2020, which is going to be a new century, and that's so exciting for all of us that are going to be a part of that. So to start this episode, I'm going to be just sharing how my personal 2019 has been and has gone. And to be honest with you, it's been the most challenging but best year of my life. And I think a lot of you will probably relate to that message right there. Okay, so starting off this year, one of the big things that I started with was just changing my business model. Okay, so my fitness and mindset coaching business, just changing the way things were running. So I invested in a coach that's actually based in Australia. So I'm always open-minded with investing with new coaches just to take myself and my life business to the next level. So we changed a lot, to be honest. So things like just the basic structure. So most of my PT sessions now are 30 minutes. So they're like power sessions. Okay, very intense. Lots of weight training, lots of high intensity training. And my results, my clients are getting fantastic results. If any of you follow me on social media, I regularly share their success stories. So that's working really, really well for me. Some of the benefits of that is I can train more clients in the peak times. So at those kind of times where people want to train before work, after work, it enables me to train more people within those time periods, okay? And plus as well, it made it more affordable for people to train with me as well. Okay, so it brought the per session cost down. So if I was having clients that were training with me like twice a week, that then enabled them to be able to train with me 3 times a week. So their results have improved. And also just brand new people that don't earn much money, but they still want a personal trainer. Those people can still afford to train with me even just once a week and still get the results. So there was lots of changes with like how I follow up with people, how I generate leads, how I set brand new clients up. So just like a kind of refresh of my business, and it's worked amazingly well, but it was very, very uncomfortable. Okay, because obviously, you know, you work with a coach, they're telling you to do certain things, but when you've been doing them a certain way, it can be uncomfortable, and you start to question, you know, whether you should be making those changes. So I'm so grateful of this coach. We're not working together anymore. I think we were working together 5 or 6 months, and it was brilliant. So that was one of the biggest changes of 2019 for me, was just completely changing my whole business model with my coaching business. So I just started with this coach. We was only about 6 weeks in, and then my father passed away. So it was the first time that I've ever, you know, lost a parent to death, and it was horrible. Very, very tough time in my life. It was a real shock. So my dad had not only a heart attack, but a stroke as well. And, you know, he was an alcoholic. He'd been an alcoholic since, you know, very, very young age. He died at 63. And yeah, it was just a bit of a shock for me. Very, very horrible time. You know, any of you that have gone through grief, everyone grieves in different ways. For me personally, I just like to keep busy. So I think I literally had like 2 days off work. But I found it was best for me to go back into the gym, into the coffee shops, working with my clients, and it kind of just kept me busy and feeling the best I could at that time. But it did definitely rock the boat. It really did affect my energy, my productivity, and yeah, it was very tough. So at that time, as well as changing my whole business model, I then lost my dad as well. So life was so uncomfortable, guys. Like, honestly, it was really tough. And anyone that knows me personally, you know, anyone that's close enough to me to be a friend or a family member, you know kind of what I was going through at that time. And like I say, anyone that's listening to this that has lost a parent, you'd exactly know how I felt. Okay, so that happened back in April. So yeah, we pushed through that. Obviously still miss him. It was the first Christmas without him this year. But I suppose the positive with it now is, even though he's not here physically anymore, he's on my mind every day. So essentially he's still here with us, still here with me, but just obviously physically he's not. So this year I've helped lots and lots of clients completely transform their body, their mindset, and some clients their entire life, because they come to me very feeling run down, not happy with their body, low in confidence. And as soon as they start training, as soon as they start getting more confidence in the gym, they start losing a few pounds, and they maybe drop a dress size or a jean size. Before you know it, they're just feeling more confident. They're maybe getting some promotions at work. Some ladies that I've worked with, they've gone and got themselves a boyfriend. So it really, really helps. Changing your body and fitness using the gym will completely transform your mindset and your whole entire life as well. Something else which was a big achievement for me was launching my first ever event, which was the Creating Change event. So I run these events usually every 3 or 4 months. So this is a free event at the moment when I'm recording this podcast. So if you do want to come to the event, just send me an email, send me a direct message on social media, and we can get you booked on if it hasn't been fully booked. Like I say, it is a free event. We discuss topics like your core values, how to set goals effectively, fundamentals of fitness and nutrition. We cover lots of different stuff, guys. Lots of different things like associations, who we're spending our time with, how to set up an effective morning routine, literally stripping back everything. The workshop's around 4 hours, and like I say, if you do want to come along, then just send me a message or drop me an email. We can get you booked onto that event. Next one is going to be the last Saturday of January 2020. So also this year, of course, I've launched my podcast, which went exceptionally well. Okay, so I actually reached the top 75 in the health and fitness category. Also the top 50 for new podcasts in the business and the health and fitness category as well. And as well as that, I was also got to, I think it was 192nd in the British Podcast Awards as well, which for a brand new podcast, I was so happy with that. I've not checked recently again, but the top 200 was more. I was more than happy with that. So pleased with that. So launching a podcast was a massive thing for me. I've always done lots of social media content, lots of Facebook Lives, but doing a podcast was very, very different, and I'm so happy that I'm getting my message out there now to lots of different people on a brand new platform for me as well. Bit of lifestyle stuff. Went for a cruise to Norway, which is awesome. Anyone that's been Norway, it's a really great place. It was my first time on a cruise. There was like 20 of us that went. So I went with the whole fiance's family, plus my little boy. And it was so good. Really loved it. amazing food, lots of exciting trips. It was very, very cold, so it wasn't like a summer holiday. But yeah, I definitely want to book another cruise in the future. And last thing for me in 2019 was I've invested a lot of time and money working on me. Okay, so working on my mindset, working on how I can improve my life. And that's been through whether that's books that I've read, audios, podcasts that I've listened to, events that I've been to, coaches or mentors that I've worked with. So for me, it's so important to be able to reach that next level in your own life. You need to be investing in you. Okay, so yeah, I'm always open-minded to be investing, and I feel everyone should be if they really want to take their life to the next level. So that's my 2019 summed up in a few minutes. So for you guys, how was your 2019? I want you to look back and spend a bit of time on you, and get a pen and paper out. Think about how your 2019 was. What went well for you, what events happened, what didn't go so well, what have you learned, what worked best. Asking yourselves those type of questions just to give yourself like a bit of a rundown of how your 2019 actually went. And maybe if you did it at the start of the year, did you set yourself any goals? And then just see how close you came to the goals and whether they actually changed a lot, because that will happen for many of us. For me personally, they did change a bit. Some of the goals I set at the start of 2019 aren't so important to me at the back end of it. So yeah, checking in on those things. And then once you've done that and you've looked back, you've reviewed it, what have you learned? What would you like to improve going into the next year? What I want you to do is just sit down and think about what you want to achieve. Okay, so maybe in the next 10 years, what goals do you have that you'd love to achieve? In the next 5 years, 2 years, 12 months, 3 months, so the first 90 days of 2020, and also what would you like to achieve in the first month, which is going to be January. So this will take you a good 20 to 30 minutes if you do it right. Just have a good think, write down as many goals as you can that mean something to you. Okay, so what type of person do you wish to become in 2020? How do you want to improve yourself as a person? Get really clear on your why as well. So the reasons behind your goals. It's great just having a goal by itself, but if you can really determine what's the real purpose behind the goal, that will become so much more powerful. And then of course you'll be able to be more effective with actually achieving that goal, and you'll be so far more likely to achieve it as well. Okay, so once you know your why behind your goals, make sure that you commit fully 110% to your goals and vision. No excuses. You're going to go all in 2020 and just make an impact in your own life and your family's life. So once you have all of that set up, then of course the next thing you need to do is create an action plan. It's great having goals, but again, if you don't take any action, nothing's going to change in your life, unfortunately. Okay, so just create yourself a bit of an action plan. I do have opportunities where you can have 15-minute strategy calls with me for free. So I'm more than happy to give away some free calls. You can email me or you can hit me up on any of my social media platforms. So email is, or actually check out my website. You can go to ajfitmindcoaching.co.uk. It's a brand new website, so there's options on there where you can book in that call. And yeah, I just want to wish you a very happy new year. Go and have some fun, spend time with friends and family, play lots of games, whatever you're getting up to. Have a great time, and yeah, I'll catch up with you in 2020. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the MindShift Movement Podcast. If you'd like to support the show, please subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or Google Play. Share this episode with someone you feel would benefit from the content. And please leave a 5-star review wherever you download your podcasts. You can also contact Alan at ajfitmindcoaching@gmail.com or on Facebook at AJ Fitness and Mindset Coaching and on Instagram at Alan_Johnson_coaching. We'll catch you on the next episode.